Let's talk about gold, the real stuff, not movie props. Gold has always been the ultimate symbol of wealth, power, and security. For centuries, nations have hoarded it, fought wars over it, and used it to back their currencies. In a world full of digital money and financial promises, gold remains the one asset that everyone trusts when things get shaky. Right now, Germany is demanding the immediate return of over $200 billion worth of its gold reserves from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. That's not just a few bars. It's nearly half of Germany's entire gold stash, stored for decades in American vaults as a symbol of trust and transatlantic partnership. But now, Berlin wants it all back, and they want it now. This isn't a polite request, it's a diplomatic fire alarm. German officials are making urgent calls, holding tense meetings, and sending a clear message. The old rules no longer apply. The trust that once bound these two economic giants is fraying, and the world is taking notice. At the same time, German investment in the US has cratered by 45%. That's not a dip, that's a nosedive. Billions of dollars that once flowed into American factories, tech startups, and real estate are now being pulled back, leaving Wall Street and Main Street both feeling the chill. For decades, German giants like BMW and Siemens poured billions into the US. They built factories, created jobs, and became household names. Now, they're pulling out fast, closing plants, halting new projects, and redirecting their investments elsewhere. The message is clear: the US is no longer seen as the safe bet it once was. These two events are linked. Germany is losing trust in America as a safe place for its money and its future. The gold withdrawal and the investment exodus are two sides of the same coin, a deepening sense of uncertainty about America's economic stability and political reliability. The economic engine of Europe is reassessing its relationship with the US, seeing more risk than reward. German leaders are openly questioning whether America can still be counted on as a financial partner, and they're not alone. Across Europe, other nations are watching closely, wondering if they should follow Germany's lead. This is a seismic shift in global finance, shaking confidence from Wall Street to Frankfurt. The world's financial system is built on trust, and when that trust is broken, the consequences ripple out in every direction. Markets are jittery, investors are nervous, and the old certainties are fading fast. Germany isn't just moving money, it's making a statement. By demanding its gold back and pulling investments, Germany is signaling that the era of America as the world's financial guardian is over. The balance of power is shifting and new centers of economic influence are emerging. Their gold bars are voting no confidence, and the world is watching. Every move is being analyzed by economists, politicians, and investors from Tokyo to London. The question on everyone's mind: is this the start of a global realignment? If Germany is running for the exit, who's next? Other countries with gold stored in the US, like France, Italy, and the Netherlands, are quietly reviewing their own positions. The dominoes could start to fall at any moment. The line for the lifeboats is forming, and Uncle Sam might not be invited. As nations scramble to secure their assets and protect their futures, America's role as the world's financial safe haven is being called into question. The world is watching, and the next chapter in global finance is about to be written. Why was Germany's gold in New York to begin with? It's a question that seems simple, but the answer is woven into decades of global tension, shifting alliances, and the ever-present search for security in a world that was anything but stable. After World War II, West Germany found itself at the epicenter of a new kind of conflict: the Cold War. The country was split, with the Soviet Union looming to the east and American and Allied forces stationed to the west. The threat of invasion or political upheaval was never far away. In this climate, stashing gold in Frankfurt, or anywhere within Germany's borders, felt like a gamble. The risk of Soviet tanks rolling in and seizing the nation's reserves was a real and constant fear for German leaders. The solution was both practical and symbolic: ship the gold across the Atlantic to the United States. At the time, the US was not just the world's dominant superpower, but also seen as a fortress of stability and security. For Germany, sending its treasure to New York was like putting it in the world's safest lockbox. Storing gold in New York became a powerful symbol of trust and alliance between Germany and the United States. It also made practical sense. Settling international trade was easier when your gold was already in the financial capital of the world, especially since the US dollar was the backbone of global commerce. Germany wasn't alone in this decision. Dozens of countries, from Europe to Asia and beyond, entrusted their gold to the US Federal Reserve, making America the world's unofficial financial custodian. The vaults beneath New York became a silent testament to the world's faith in American stewardship. But trust, as history shows, is a fragile thing. The Cold War has long since ended. Germany is now a reunified, prosperous, and independent nation, no longer living in the shadow of foreign armies or divided ideologies. The original reason for keeping gold in New York, fear of Soviet aggression, has vanished into history. Yet for decades, the gold stayed put. It became a matter of habit, a relic of old alliances and a world order that no longer exists. The vaults gathered dust, but the logic for keeping the gold there faded with each passing year. In recent years, however, the world's view of America's financial leadership has started to shift. With economic crises, political turmoil, and a sense that the US is acting more like a casino owner, taking risks and making bets, than a careful bank manager, that old faith has begun to erode. The world has changed dramatically, but for a long time, the location of Germany's gold did not. It sat, untouched, in a New York basement, a silent witness to decades of shifting power and trust. Until now. Germany's decision to bring its gold home is more than just a logistical move. It's a wake-up call to the world's financial system, a signal that the old rules, built on automatic trust and American stewardship, no longer apply in the same way. When trust evaporates, so does the logic for leaving your nation's treasure in someone else's vault. The emptying vaults in New York are a powerful symbol of this new reality. The era of unquestioned faith in American financial leadership is coming to an end. Countries are rethinking where they keep their wealth and what it means to be truly secure in a world that's always changing. Germany wants its gold where it can see it, touch it, and protect it, on its own soil, under its own watchful eyes. It's a move that speaks volumes about the shifting balance of trust and power in the global economy. And as Germany leads the way, other nations are watching closely. The world's gold may soon be on the move, as countries everywhere reconsider where their true security lies. Enter Donald Trump. The America First doctrine turned allies into competitors. Suddenly, Germany faced threats over its energy deals with Russia and was pressured to buy expensive American gas. Tariffs hit German steel, aluminum, and even cars, BMWs and Volkswagens labeled as security threats. For Germany, this was economic warfare from a supposed friend. The US was weaponizing trade and energy, tearing up decades of trust. German leaders started to wonder, if the US can use trade as a weapon, what's stopping them from using our gold? The trust that underpinned the alliance was shattered. Once trust is gone, it's nearly impossible to restore. Germany's gold demand is a direct response to this new reality. The partnership has become a liability. The numbers tell the story. German investment in the US has collapsed by 45%, leaving a staggering $45 billion hole in the transatlantic economic relationship. This isn't just a blip on the radar, it's a seismic shift that's sending shockwaves through boardrooms and financial markets on both sides of the Atlantic. For decades, German capital flowed steadily into American industries, fueling growth, innovation, and jobs. But now, that era appears to be ending. Instead of heading west, that money is flowing east, to China. The capital that once supported American factories, tech startups, and infrastructure is now being redirected, seeking new opportunities and safer returns in Asia's powerhouse economy. German foreign direct investment in China has just hit a record high. Major players like BASF and Volkswagen are pouring billions into new projects, expanding their presence, and building state-of-the-art facilities. It's not just the big names. Dozens of mid-sized German firms are following suit, eager to tap into China's vast market and advanced supply chains. This isn't just about chasing cheap labor anymore. German companies are drawn by China's stability, its massive consumer base, and a government that offers clear long-term policy direction. In a world full of uncertainty, China is positioning itself as a predictable partner, offering market access and incentives that are hard to ignore. Meanwhile, German CEOs see the US as an increasingly risky bet. High energy costs, unpredictable tariffs, and political chaos in Washington are making it harder to plan for the future. Boardrooms in Frankfurt and Munich are filled with frustration as executives weigh the risks of staying invested in America. China, for all its faults, is rolling out the red carpet. German executives are welcomed with open arms, offered incentives, and given a seat at the table in long-term planning. The message is clear: invest here, and you'll be rewarded with stability and growth. Capital always goes where it's treated best. Right now, that's not America. Investors are voting with their wallets, shifting resources to where the returns and the welcome are strongest. The German-American economic marriage, once the envy of the world, is unraveling. In its place, China is stepping in as the eager new partner, ready to fill the void and deepen ties. This is more than a financial shift. It's a strategic pivot that will reshape global business for years to come. The center of gravity is moving eastward, and the implications will be felt worldwide. The West is watching its industrial heart migrate to the East. Once bustling factories in Europe and America are falling silent, while China's manufacturing hubs are booming with new investment and activity. Germany is hedging its bets and betting big on Beijing. Flights to China are packed with executives eager to secure their place in the world's fastest-growing market. America's loss is China's gain. Every dollar that leaves the US is fueling China's rise, strengthening its position as the new engine of global growth. The divorce is getting expensive. As the costs mount, both sides are realizing that this split could reshape the global economy, and the bill is only getting bigger. The idea that gold isn't safe in America isn't paranoia, it's history. The US has repeatedly used its control over the financial system as a geopolitical weapon. After Russia invaded Ukraine, the US froze $300 billion of Russian assets. The message crossed Washington, and your money can vanish. The US has done the same to Venezuela, Afghanistan, Iran, and Libya. For Germany, this risk is real. In 2013, when they tried to repatriate some gold, the process was mysteriously slow and incomplete. If it's hard to get your gold back in peacetime, what happens in a crisis? The vault door only opens when America wants it to. For Germany, leaving $200 billion in New York now looks like a liability, not an asset. The precedent is clear. Your reserves are only safe until they're not. Germany is acting before it's too late. The world is taking notes. It's not just money. German industry is leaving the US too. BASF is shutting down plants in Europe and skipping US expansion, investing $10 billion in China instead. German automakers are doubling down on China, the world's biggest car market and EV leader. The US is seen as unstable, expensive, and unpredictable. China offers scale, support, and a clear industrial vision. The result, jobs and factories are moving east. The gears of global industry are turning toward Beijing. Why the rush to bring gold home? For Germany, it's insurance. Gold is the ultimate backstop, real, tangible, and beyond the reach of foreign governments. In a crisis, you want your emergency supplies at home, not in someone else's vault. Repatriating gold is about monetary sovereignty and control. It signals to the world, Germany is taking charge of its financial destiny. In a world of sanctions and asset freezes, possession is power. The Bundesbank is betting that security now outweighs convenience. The message: trust yourself, not the old system. Germany's move is setting off alarm bells across Europe. Countries like the Netherlands, Austria, and Belgium have already started bringing gold home. Now bigger players like Italy and France are reconsidering their own reserves. If Germany doesn't trust the US, why should anyone else? The US faces a dilemma: return the gold and risk a stampede, or delay and confirm everyone's worst fears. Either way, trust in America as the world's financial custodian is eroding fast. The dominoes are lined up. The next move could trigger a global rush for the exits. Germany's gold demand is more than a logistics headache. It's a challenge to the US-led financial order. For 80 years, the world trusted the dollar and America's stewardship. Now that trust is broken. If other powers follow Germany, we could see a shift away from dollar assets and US institutions. The consequences: higher US borrowing costs, less power to sanction, and a fragmented, multipolar financial world. The exorbitant privilege of the dollar may be ending. Is this the moment the dollar's reign begins to crack? Too soon to say, but the unspoken trust holding the system together is gone. Germany has put the US on notice. The world is watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The quiet world of central banking just got very interesting.